winter, you think comfy, you think comfort food. So I think of my favorites, things like shepherd's pie. Claire is going to make a pie. It's not a shepherd's pie. Oh, no.
I know.
It's a cottage
It's
pie.
a cottage pie.
So why a cottage pie?
Well, because shepherds look after sheep.
Yes,
So
that's
shepherd's
true.
pie has lamb in it.
Oh.
And if it's made with beef, it's cottage pie.
Because cottage
Ranchers
have
have cows.
Okay. All right, it all makes sense.
You know, it only happened when I got hooked up with a Brit, and he was like, "What do you mean shepherd's pie? There's
That's
no
a
lamb in the
cottage
house." He's like, "It's cottage pie."
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That totally makes sense.
I know. So it's also just a nice way that if, say, somebody in your house, my son Thomas, doesn't like shepherd's pie, you're like, "Oh, well, it's not shepherd's pie.
It's not. It's
not at all. It's cottage pie."
So you're fine. Go ahead
or
and eat
if
it.
people do like shepherd's pie, you can still call it shepherd's pie. I won't tell anybody.
I like it.
Okay, so you're
I like
good.
the way you think.
So this is, I love this. We're going to do one little secret twist on top, but first it's your basic mixture of some onion and celery, a little bit of beef, a little bit of tomato paste here. This doesn't look like the entire can, and you know what I would normally do if I was at home?
You'd put the whole can in.
I kind of would, because you know
then you
how
have
I
that
feel.
little can, and it's left, and you're just sitting in the fridge, and you never know when you're going to use it again.
My big resolution, my big food resolution for this year is less waste.
Yeah, that's a good one for all Canadians, to be honest with you.
It's tough.
Be better with your food.
I know, but you know my problem is instead of wasting it, I just eat it.
Yeah,
So-
I understand.
So we'll work on that. And then peas, potentially contentious. If you don't like peas, use corn.
Right.
People, just get your vegetables in there.
Yeah.
I love frozen peas. Oh my gosh, they're all completely
They're really
stuck.
frozen.
It's good, we're
It's
good.
one of those days.
Little bit of beef broth, little bit of Mama's Little Helper, little bit of Mummy's other little helper, Worcestershire sauce, which is, P.S., not vegetarian. Did we know that?
No, I did not know
Back
that.
full of anchovies, my friends. That's what makes it so delicious, anchovies.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't
got
taste like
bite.
anchovies, but it gives it that umami, rich, lovely
Yes.
flavor. So that goes around for a while and cooks for a while. Let's throw some salt in there. And then here's the twist. So normally you do a potato topping, right?
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. But why don't we do a little potato and celery root topping?
Oh, so that's what that brain-like substance is.
I know, and you've
I
probably...
was like, are we going to be cooking with that?
I know, isn't it bizarre?
I've never seen one that looks cute.
It's
Ever.
true, and they often have like these weird hairy bits down at the bottom.
It's just gross.
So this is celery root. So this is what's underground, and then the celery stalks that we know and love grow up and out of the ground.
Okay.
This is so delicious. It has a celery flavor, but it has more of a texture of like a squash or a potato.
Right.
And guess what? It's low in the carbs.
Oh, very good.
So you do half potato. I just want to show you the inside. Actually, I'm just going to show you quickly how to peel it, because you do need to use a big knife. You don't want to use your vegetable peeler. You actually want to get in there and hack that big leathery skin off.
all those grizzly parts.
All those grizzly parts come off. And then you see it's white on the inside, and it smells like celery.
Yeah, totally.
Isn't that beautiful?
It does.
So you
It's a
just
different texture.
very different texture. So you just cook it in the same pot with the potatoes. It's no different. And then you just mash them up, spread the whole thing on top, chuck it under the broiler. Dinner is done.
That is so cool.
And it's a nice little twist. So instead of just having the straight potato, and then you do feel like, okay, it's comfort food. It's still got potatoes in it, but it's kind of a little bit better for me.
It's got a little bit of good stuff in there, too. Well, it's all good stuff, but healthy stuff.
Of course.
Okay, let's move over now to risotto.
Yes.
So a lot of people think risotto, they think, oh my God, this is a lot of work.
Right.
But it's definitely comfort food.
Oh, it is, because it's that what we would call like gruel food. Like,
Yes.
don't give me a regular spoon.
It's chunky.
Give me a large spoon.
Right.
And I'm going to be this far from my bowl. and I'm
That's
just
right.
Gonna, right.
Like,
And
with
I'm
a
gonna
ladle.
feel great.
It's going to be good.
So we wanted to do risotto in the slow cooker because, love the slow cooker, and we also wanted to do it vegetarian. So the key to that is actually using barley instead of rice.
Okay.
And the barley that we're using here, so this is pearl barley.
Yeah.
So there are two different types of barley. There's pearl barley and pot barley. You think you want to buy a string of pearls. You don't want to buy a pot cigarette.
Got it.
Okay, you got that?
Got
That is
it.
not my
I
real
think I'll be
feelings.
able
That
to
is
clear
just
that.
my way. Or it's like little string of pearls.
It's just your way of
pearl barley.
explaining.
If you buy pot barley, it's not the end of the world. You just need more liquid.
Right.
But so that is pearl barley,
Okay.
and this can stand up to the slow cooker because otherwise it would just become mushy, right?
Yeah, you don't want that.
So you just do a few little mushrooms and onions, and if you have one of those slow cookers that you can do the sautéing right in there, just do that, and then you chuck in your barley. And that is
pearl
your
barley.
pearl barley,
That's your
string of
pot.
pearls. A little bit of, I know, 2 types of wine on one set.
That's okay.
You don't.
Mama needs a lot of help.
Don't put the wine in if you don't want to. It really adds a lot of depth of flavor, and the alcohol, of course, all will burn off. And then, can you open the slow cooker for me, my friend?
You got it.
So then this whole affair goes into
right
here,
in the cooker.
and you're doing this in the morning, I bet. And then, just to add, because this is going to be vegetarian, as I said, so we want this to have everything in it. One pot wonder.
Yeah.
I'm going to take this package of squash that
Already done for you.
Already came chopped up.
This way you can also check off sex on your list. What? It was already chopped for you.
It's already chopped.
You're ahead of the game.
Done. I've
get
got
it in
5
the slow
minutes.
cooker and get upstairs.
I can't remember if the sage goes in now. Let's chuck that in now. Oh, and the broth. And then 1 container of vegetable broth.
Okay.
You know, years ago we did a big tasting of vegetable broth and chicken broth in terms of risotto specifically.
Yeah.
And the one that we liked the best was vegetable broth.
Really?
So even though, you know, I love chicken broth, and if you're making your own, God bless, use your own chicken broth.
Right.
But vegetable broth out of a carton is better for risotto than chicken broth out of a carton.
And I always assume chicken's going to pack more flavor.
I know,
and
it
that's
doesn't.
not always
It doesn't.
that's not always the case.
I know. So that goes in for like 5 hours on low, but you know, if it turns to warm, that's fine. Cover it with Parmesan.
Yes.
Anything else I can do for you
No,
today?
you're done.
Yeah.
2 recipes, cityline.ca.
Oh,
Beautiful. Love it.